Hey, good morning. I hope you're having a great start to your day. I'm coming to you from Brooklyn, New York, where we dropped off Ellie in Yeshiva in New Haven, Connecticut, and then we came to Brooklyn. And I'm here with my parents in the home I grew up for so many years. And we are actually last night, we celebrated my parents' 56th wedding anniversary. And it's been a journey. There's 8 children, healthy, nearly over 30 grandchildren, great-grandchildren, etc. And it's been a blessing to be able to merit to celebrate their 56th anniversary while they're still healthy, alive, cognizant, and all the blessings that come with it. And I was thinking about this week's Torah portion. Last week's Torah portion was Ki Teitzei LaMilchama, when you go out to war. Ki Teitzei, we called it. This week's Torah portion we say is Ki Tavo, which means when you come, El Haaretz, to the promised land. And many commentaries say that it's a metaphor. Ki Teitzei is when you're young, when you're going out to the world, you want to conquer the world, you want to accomplish, you want to be successful, you want to make it, you want to become powerful, affluent, build a family, build a business. And then Ki Tavo speaks about when you make it to the promised land, literally and figuratively. You've made it in life. You build a business, you build a family, you have children, you have grandchildren, you're happily married, you have homes, you have cars. Life is good. And the Torah tells you that at that point, Ki Tavo, when you come to the promised land, the Torah says that you have to go bring the Bikurim, the first of your fruits, to Jerusalem. And you have to say a special prayer thanking the Almighty for all the good in your life. And then the Torah says this verse, V'samachta b'chol hatov, may you rejoice with all the good Asher nasan lecha Hashem, that God gave you. It's a biblical commandment to rejoice in all the good that God has given you. But the question, of course, is, Ki Teitzei, when you started out and you had nothing, and you were trying to make it, and you were fighting to become who you could, it's understandable that the Torah has to command you to be happy. Be happy even though you have nothing, even though you're just beginning, even though you're just starting. But Ki Tavo, you came to the promised land, in every sense of the word, you made it. You're sitting on top of the world, and yet the Torah has to command you in this week's Torah portion, not last week's. V'samachta b'chol hatov, may you rejoice with all the good that God has given you. Why? Why do we need a biblical commandment to tell us to be happy when we have everything? And the answer, of course, is so simple, but so important and meaningful and powerful. It's poignant. Because the reality is, how many people do you and I know who have everything in their life and they're not happy? They have homes, they have children, they have their health, they have grandchildren, they live in nice communities, yet they're not happy. They're not content. The Torah tells you the biblical commandment, V'samachta b'chol hatov, especially when you succeeded. Because being happy for the gifts you have is something you need to acquire. You need to work on. You need to be able to make an effort to rejoice and to be happy with the blessings that the Almighty has given you. It's so easy to find the challenges. It's so easy not to be happy. But the Torah commands us, V'samachta b'chol hatov, you should rejoice with all the good that God has given you. Because yes, even when you succeed, you need to find and work on true happiness with all the blessings that God gave you. I saw this remarkable story about this girl whose mother would walk her to school every day. And one day, her mother came to pick her up, and it was raining cats and dogs outside, thundering, lightning. And the mother said, well, wait, I'm going to walk the 3 blocks. Well, wait till it stops raining. And the daughter turns to the mother and says, Mommy, let's do it. We could do this. We could beat anything. And the mother looks at her, what are you talking about? And she says, what do you mean? You told me that. And she says, really? What are you saying? And the mother says, and the daughter turns to the mother and says, yesterday, or a few days ago, I heard you tell Daddy about your cancer, that we could beat anything. So if we could beat the cancer, we could beat this. Let's go. And the mother remembers what she says, and she looks at her daughter, and she says, all right, we're going to go. And they get outside, and they're running through the rain. It's pouring cats and dogs. It's just, and there's thunder and lightning, not like now. And every time there's lightning, the girl's looking up and she's smiling, and they run, they make it home, they're drenched, they're soaking wet, but the mother's happy. Her daughter was right, they made it home, they change, they get a cup of tea, they warm up, and then the mother turns to the daughter and she says, that was remarkable of you, but tell me something. You know, every time there was lightning, you kept on looking up and smiling. What was going on? And the daughter looked at the mother and says, Ma, don't you understand? God was taking pictures of us. The flash, the lightning was his flash. And therefore, every time he took a picture, I wanted to smile. I wanted to be happy in the picture that God took. You know, as we say, from the mouth of babes, the perspective of children, sitting here, celebrating my parents' 56th anniversary, knowing that they've lived such a beautiful life and continue to be healthy, and many, many more years should come to them, and they build a family together. Sometimes there needs to be a biblical commandment. When you're succeeding, when you're happy, to say, hey, stop for a minute. You need to rejoice. You need to work on it to be happy. May God give us all happiness. May we all be by Ki Tavo. May we all come to the promised land. But when we come to the promised land, may we be v'samachta b'chol hatov. May we rejoice with all that the Almighty has given us. God bless you. Have a great day.